Are Amhara generals of the Ethiopian military resigning? Are they quitting? Any truth behind the rumors or reports being shared by some Amhara journalists? Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching. There are two main news in this video. First one is about some Amhara journals who have quit the Ethiopian National Defense Force. Why? Second news story is about an announcement made by National Election Board of Ethiopia. Nebe last night in a press briefing spoke about next election, which will be held next year in Ethiopia, and some points raised by Nebe or mentioned by Nebe point towards likely rigging of the election. Is the Prime Minister of Ethiopia's government is ruling Prosperity Party planning rigging in the election? Let's start with this news story, which is about election. Ethiopian national election should be held next year because the term of this government of Prime Minister Abiy will expire the start of next year. Then in June 2026, the new election should be held. National Election Board of Ethiopia is the organization, the institution which is supposed to conduct the election in a transparent, free, and fair manner. Nebe held a press briefing yesterday. 2 points I want to share with you, which Nebe chief mentioned in the press briefing yesterday. Firstly, election will be postponed in the areas where security situation does not allow the holding of the election. Who will make the decision about the security situation? Military. Military's role is going to be crucial in this election. I mean, if Ethiopian military says that there should be no election in Amhara because of the fighting there'll be no election in Amhara. And Ethiopian PM is not expected to gain majority in Amhara. So it's very likely that we could see intensity in fighting between Fano and military in most parts of Amhara, excluding maybe Wollo, and the election will be postponed. Military might start new offensives, because if the military starts new offensive, they'll be fighting. Military will say, no, we cannot guarantee security here. Election should be postponed here. This clause is not new, by the way, but military will be used by the Ethiopian government in this election to create situation not favorable for election in areas where ruling party is not expected to gain majority. So these channels have political role to in next election, which they'll happily play. I think they will happily play the role of facilitators for the government. That's what they've been doing, by the way. That is why government has been spending a lot on these top channels of the Ethiopian military. Second point mentioned by the Nebe chief last night is very interesting too. Voter registration, candidate registration will be held digitally. No manual registration. I mean, was the chief of NABE talking about Ethiopia or some other country? How can you register voters through digital means only? You need to go for manual registration. There are so many territories, large zones in Ethiopia where it won't be possible for people to be registered as voters if manual registration is not allowed. And by the way, digital registration is vulnerable to mass rigging, I believe. I believe that if there is no proper oversight of opposition parties, of independent institutions, digital compilation of data could be used by the ruling party to rig the next election. So these 2 points are very important. While Nebbe is making preparations to hold election, opposition parties are silent. They have held some meetings with Nebbe, but their constructive and proactive participation in this preparatory phase for election is missing. They will complain after the election that it was not fair. They might participate in the election, but now they're sleeping. These opposition parties, opposition politicians, they should realize this is the time to put pressure upon the government to ensure that the election is free, fair, and transparent in 2026. Secondly, because some Amhara sources are reporting that 6 Ethiopian military generals have resigned. And the 6 generals were complaining that, according to the source, they were complaining that they were not being treated properly. Their rights as members of the military were not being respected. They're being snubbed. Their promotion chances were very dim, keeping in view the dominance of other channels who are not Amharas. The 6 who have resigned reportedly, they have quit. Their names are firstly Brigadier General Marie Bijine, Brigadier General David Johannes, Ababe Bijine, Casa Damele, Elimo Ayale, Sisse Villani. The sources claim, including the journalist based abroad who talked to a channel, this Fayali, a few days ago. He leaked his call with him. I forgot his name. The journalist claims that these 6 journals intimated their officers, institution about their wish to quit the military, and their request to quit, to resign, has been accepted. My question is, by the way, if all Amhara channels are being sidelined, why is that Abebo Tadesse is not being sidelined? Abebo Tadesse is the deputy chief of the Ethiopian military. After Jula, he's the second most powerful man in the Ethiopian National Defense Force. Abebo Tadesse is from the Amhara region. Is he Ago or Amhara? Some people say he's an Ago, others say he's an Amhara. I don't know, but he's from the Amhara region. And about Tadesse is the one who's leading the operation, military operation against Fano fighters in the Amhara region. There are other Amhara generals too who are part of the military, who are working in key positions. Deputy Prime Minister, Damascus Tirone, he's from the Amhara region too. He worked as head of intelligence agency, now he's Deputy Prime Minister. So let's wait for the generals to speak. Are they resigning because of some unfair treatment which they were the victims of in the military, or they are resigning for other reasons? That we'll see in coming days. Thanks for watching.